This last year, I mean, to be completely honest, it was a very hard year, especially as a nurse. On the mobile ICU, we actually transported one of the first COVID patients in, and it was very scary because we knew that it was coming, but we didn't know when and what it was truly going to be like. And you know, that first patient we brought in, like you're sitting in the back of the truck all garbed up and you know, and you're this little tiny box and you're with them for 45 minutes and you know, we get to Parkview and we walk in and like they have all of the curtains down, they have everybody out of the hallways and they're like, come this way, and we're like, holy cow, it's real, you know, and that was the beginning of it. And I thought it was gonna be hard, but I didn't realize how hard it was gonna be. It almost felt like it was never ending. I mean, there was days where we would do 3 or 4 transports in a 12-hour shift on the mobile ICU and you became numb because you would go in and you would pick these patients up and you knew they weren't gonna survive. These COVID patients are some of the sickest patients I've ever seen in my career. A lot of them that we would bring in from the outlying hospitals would either be intubated or would be close to being intubated. So they'd either be on BiPAP or high flow nasal cannula. And it was just a short amount of time before they would take a turn. And there were some times that you go to pick them up and they were pretty much gone. Sometimes I wanted to say, just let them stay here, let their family have time with them. But you know, we want to do all we can, but the reality of it is a lot of them, that was their last moments with their family. You know, you would go home at night, strip down in the garage, go inside and your kids are like, COVID patient? Yeah, and they honestly, probably the first couple weeks, you could tell that they were scared too, you know, because they knew that we were around it and it was a big change. But ironically, you know, out of all these transport I did, you know, I gave my husband a mask and I'm like, wear this at work, you know, and one of the nights I got home and I walked in and he's sitting on the couch and I'm like, are you okay? He's like, well, I don't know. I said, you've got the COVID. I think you've got COVID. He's like, oh, no, I don't. And sure enough, I checked his SAT and his SATs were like 88, 87. And I'm like, oh my gosh, flip on your belly. And his SATs went up and I'm like, you've got it. And so there was like a 3-week period where I lived upstairs and he lived downstairs. And so I had to deal with that and then also coming to work and then dealing with it on the front line, transporting all these patients. And it felt like it was never ending. And I didn't see my family, like my brothers and sisters, my mom and dad for almost 2 months because I would literally go home at night, take a shower, go to bed, and I just stayed away from everybody because I just wanted to keep everyone safe. It was very hard. I mean, there was one night, I think we did like 4 COVID transports, and it was like 9 o'clock, I'm exhausted, and I literally sat in the chair and I'm like, I'm done. I don't know if I can come back tomorrow because I had hit that point. And I'm always very positive, and I really thought, you know, this is my end as a transport nurse because I just physically and emotionally can't do it anymore. And I actually was supposed to work the next day and I called off and I just had a day and just, you know, relaxed and slept. And I came back and Andy, one of the flight nurses, he's like, I didn't think you were coming back. I'm like, I didn't either, but you know, I'm glad that I did. It was really hard, but overall it made me a lot better nurse and a lot stronger in the long run. So it really changed me overall as a person, as a nurse, as a mom. I knew when the vaccine came that it was going to be the end to this. It felt like I could breathe. It was like freedom. You know, I was like, sign me up, I'm ready. Get the vaccine. Because that's the only thing that's going to stop this. I mean, this is a pandemic. I trust science. I'm so grateful that in this time that we had the technology and the knowledge to come up with a safe vaccine. And so many people have been vaccinated and they've had minimal side effects. Anyone that can get it needs to get it because it's the only way that it's going to end COVID.